I'm here all alone. Jack's not here yet. I gotta start the show. Hi guys, just entertaining myself. How are you tonight? Hope you're well. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am Monk. Hopefully Jack is Jack's probably sleeping if I'm being honest, and he'll be here soon, we hope. Anyway, we're here tonight to talk about things. It's another one of those nights where I don't have a set topic for the whole show, and I actually kind of prefer those because I like when we get off topic and when we go to weird places while still covering the major ones that are important. And unfortunately, the major ones that are important all are about Kamala again. This bitch, this fucking bitch, man. Good morning, Nuts. How you doing, sweetheart? I haven't slept well, guys. I told you that I slept like 10 hours the other day, and it was great. And since then, I really haven't slept much, and it's starting to break me. And then I get onto Twitter, and I see a video that Kamala herself posted. For those of you who live under a rock, there's a major hurricane ripping through Florida as I speak. Hurricane Milton made landfall at about 9 o'clock at a category 3. Came way down from that category 5 that they were so worried about, but a category 3 is still nothing to sneeze at. And Kamala decided that she was going to show how presidential she can be. And the the audacity of this bitch, the sheer fucking audacity. I'm not shocked by politicians. I get that they are dirty, shitty people who will sell their own mothers for a vote. I get that. But there should be things that you just don't do. There should be lines you don't cross. There should be some kind of, I don't want to say decency, but how about just common sense? So Kamala has gotten a whole bunch of I guess pushback would be the right way to say it over the administration's lack of response to Hurricane Helene. And she is not going to let that happen again, you guys. She's not. Did you see her arguing with Ron DeSantis, even though DeSantis wasn't really arguing with her? She comes out and says that Ron DeSantis is playing politics with the hurricane because he won't take her calls. You're the vice president, bitch. Nobody's going to be taking your calls. You can't do anything. Then Biden accidentally makes Kamala look like a fucking retard by coming out and going, yeah, I've been talking with DeSantis. We've had good conversations. She's literally making about politics while claiming that DeSantis is making it about politics. Her argument is basically, hey, he's not going to the middleman. He's going straight to the top. It's like one of the most Karen fucking things you could do. Uh-oh. What just happened? That's not good. Technical difficulties here, guys. Huh. Wow. Sorry, guys. Both of my monitors just went out. They're back now. Um, holy shit. Let's close this down and get things back down they're supposed to be. Yeah, I got the little where like something disconnected, and both of my screens went to black, and it took them a minute to get back. It has severely screwed up all my screen positionings. Video card going? Let's hope not. I still have my old one if that is the issue, but definitely need to check that after the show and see it. Oh man. Oh, my ducks are gone. Where the hell are my ducks? Da-da. Guys, I'm going to back out. I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. I know you guys saw the ducks. I couldn't, man. Sorry about that. All right. Yeah, the video just had a major issue there. You need to make sure that's the card didn't come loose or anything. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So what we're talking about is that Ron DeSantis skips Karen there and goes straight to the top, and she had the nerve to come out and be like, he's playing politics. Well, not to run into the same problems again, right? Windows did a driver update and it's messed a bunch of stuff up. It could be that too. I'll just go through and do updates and everything after this. She doesn't want a repeat of Helene. You see, she doesn't want, hey, we didn't respond fast enough, or really at all. And so she thought this would be a good idea. Old Buddha, thank you so much. I think that I overestimated Kamala's intellect. You and me both. I mean, I saw her in Congress and she always seemed like she was on the ball. But it turns out she's no different than AOC, that all of her shit was so scripted by other people, clearly by other people, that she's managed to skate by and make people think she was smart when she's really not. And then after you see that she's not really smart, you're like, okay, maybe she's normal. No, she is a fucking idiot. And I almost feel like I'm repeating myself because I've said Biden is an idiot so much, but Biden really is. But when it came to like politics and stuff, he was more of a liar than a straight idiot. She's just dumb. There is a hurricane bearing down on this place, and she sets up a goddamn photo op. She's calling the mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida.
Mayor Walz, Kamala Harris. How you doing?
We have no sound. Of course we have no sound. Son of a bitch. All right, let me see if I can get this fixed. Why is my computer doing this to me? All right, let's see if I can I get sound back. You guys you hear it and I don't. All right. Yeah. This is awesome. This is fucking awesome. Let me go check my settings, make sure that my speakers didn't get redone in all of that shit. And they did, of course they did. And my actual speakers are not on here anymore. Wonderful. How the fuck am I going to show you guys video if I can't hear what's going on? I won't know when to interrupt the video. It's only you, Monk. You say that like that's not a big thing. Well, this will be interesting. Hi, Jack. Jack doesn't understand that right now I can't hear him.
Yes, I do.
Hang on one second. I can see you're talking. Will you hold the show down for a minute while I back out and get my fucking speakers working?
Sure. What's up,
Okay,
everybody?
I'll be right back.
How you doing out there? Staying sexy. You wearing something sexy? What you wearing? I bet it's something sexy like blue jeans. Yeah. What's up, everybody? Hi, Frosted. Hey, Lion. Hey, Retro. Hey, Libra. Jenna, how's it going? Sure am. I know, right? I can't not be sexy. I understand. Megatron sounds gone. Hey, Captain. Chicago, how's it going, man? Hi, Stargazer. Valentia, how's it going? Adabisi, save us from Mikey's boomerisms. That's just not possible. Demo, how's it going, man? Hey, Peter. Hey, Rodline. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Black Dynamite. Thanks for donating to Monkey. And the deep state is hacking the live stream. Yeah, probably. Hey, Balzac, how you doing, man? Hey, Kilgore. A veil of incongruence. Oh, snap. What's up, Fallout Shelter? What's up, Digi? Thanks for linking the show, Gray. How you doing, man? Hey, Unfair, how you doing? Magister. Mika. Kilgore, that's such a great name. Hey, Alan. Hey, Hammond. Yeah, my laptop's not much better than Monkey's PC. Tired of waiting on him to update and did it on its own. Mine does that a lot. Hey, Yarkoon, how's it going? Hey, Best Remy. Yeah, give us money. We're poor. Hey, Dutton. Hey, Bubba. Mass Grave, what's up? Keldrig, how's it going, man? Hey, Unit 731. Ian, how you doing? There's a Trump rally in Aurora, Colorado that sold out. Oh, wow. I'm not surprised. I said Velvetina. How's it going? I always did prefer Starscream. That's because he had big ideas evolved. Hey, Tier. Hey, Roan. What's up? I have a 2012 laptop potato. It runs Vectrio, so I don't care. Yeah, mine's from around that time, too. It's gray. That's about all I know about it. Still got some original stickers on it. I don't know what they say anymore. But I think mine's 2010, I think. It's an HP. I know that much. Just got home from vacation. My PC is showing an update. I have not restarted yet. Yeah, mine likes to restart when I'm in the middle of something. No matter when I schedule it for. It's like, oh yeah, now's a good time for me. And I'm like, fuck you. I'm glad y'all went live. I need a break from my current sport timeline. Vikings are 5-0 and Vanderbilt is beating college teams they shouldn't. I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't understand most of it, but it sounds like you're not doing well on your athletic events. So good luck. Hopefully that'll turn around. No, mine was from 2010, not the early 2000s. My old one was. I have an Asus that I use Photoshop on because I have a full install. And that's from early 2000s. Great computer, though. Fucking love that thing. Monkey baited me. This is Jack's channel. I'm sorry, it's not Snub. He's just doing stuff. It's an unofficial Sunshine stream. What's going on over on Rumble? Let's see if I can switch tabs. It's been a little iffy lately. Sorry, Rumble. It's not one to load. Yeah, it's a tired computer. It's very tired. Nope. No, let me see Rumble. Sorry, Rumble. Oh, there you are. Hey, Bran. Cannibal. Resolute Germ. Dark Resurrect is over there. Della Hazed. How you guys doing? Green Badger. It's hard to focus. We're very attention deficit around here. It's nothing personal. Don't take it personal, Rumble. We just have a split. It's hard to kind of flip between the two tabs, especially on my shitty computer. Last laptop was compact. Oh, wow. Oh, Mash is here. How you doing, Mashishu? Toby, because so do you drink it there? It's a cherry Coke. I wasn't able to find any of my Mexican Cokes, so I had to settle for a regular cherry Coke. Which I'm not supposed to drink because of the high fructose corn syrup and me being really fat. But what are you going to do? I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow, and he's going to tell me I'm fat and have high blood pressure, like he usually does. He'll be like, lose some weight, fatty, and I'll be like, whatever, I'll try. Oh, I think that came out right, Dangerous. Don't take it personal, Rumble. Hides pitchfork and torch. That's not really true, Cannibal. It's just not as busy over there. So there's not as many people, and if you're looking out of the corner of your eye, you don't see this chat move as much. It's bad enough there's a fucking mouse loose in my house. Hey, Eagle, how's it going? Good to have you to save the show. That's why it keeps me around. Blood pressure's 110. Wow. Mine's a lot higher than that. Oh, man, my doctor's kind of a dick, but that's why I like him.
All right, I'm here.
Hey, welcome back.
I can't get my speakers working still, so I'm running my audio through my PlayStation 5 controller.
Oh,
Ah,
that's interesting.
hey, always got to have a backup plan, right?
I guess. Hey, furry kitten. By the way, Stargazer says hi to Bran over there on Rumble.
Oh, hi, Bran. All right. We were trying to talk about Kamala and that ignorant slut and what she pulled today. And Jack, I don't know if you saw it, but they're desperate not to be seen as not responding to Hurricane Milton the way that they were with Hurricane Helene.
Yeah.
And by them, I specifically mean Kamala, because Joe doesn't seem to give a shit either way. And it was funny that
No, he's old, demented, and has been.
yeah, you're not wrong. Hang on 1 second. I need to do two more things. We talk to the audience one more time.
Sure. Let's go, guys. Nibble, nimble, nipples, negative Novembers, negative Nancy's. That's a lot of N words. Yeah, a buddy of mine was like that dangerous. He had they had this free clinic at his job where you get blood pressure tested and all that. And the nurse that gave him his results was like, "You need to go to a hospital and talk to a doctor about your blood pressure." He said, "Oh yeah, I'll figure something out." She said, "No, I mean right now, like right now. This can't wait."
Oh, damn.
Yeah, his resting blood pressure was 175 over like 101. I'm
Mm.
like, dude, you're gonna have a heart attack. He waited another 6 months before getting blood pressure meds.
Dangerous.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Who says politicians are whores by definition? Kamala just had prior experience to bring to the job. Also, drinking grape Fanta as we speak in honor of our first Black VP and potentially first Black POTUS. It'd be female POTUS. We had a Black guy already. And you want grape drank, not grape Fanta, just saying. All right. So that she's not seen as sucking at this again, Jack.
Sure.
Kamala decided to make a call to the mayor of St. Petersburg, Florida, just hours before the storm hits.
Yeah, because that's what he wants to do right then. Not work on emergency management stuff. That he wants to talk to a presidential candidate.
Yeah, somebody with literally no power to help his city at all.
And no experience to advise on anything.
Mayor Welch, this is Kamala Harris. How you doing?
Madam Vice President, thank you so much for checking in on us. We're getting ready, we're prepared, and looking forward to rebuilding after the storm passes through.
You know what this reminded me of? Remember the video that came out where she called Tim Walz to say, "Hey, I've selected you as VP," and there just happened to be cameras at both places?
Yes. Well, everything these guys do is staged.
Yeah. So very staged. Hey, Mash, how you doing?
Let me just first of all thank you for just answering the call to lead in the way that you have.
Answering the call to lead like he was picked out of a group by a divine power instead of being a politician who ran for the office.
Yeah, there was a lottery, and he was the winner. So the winner of the lottery gets to handle the next hurricane.
Answering the call to lead. It's such a dumbass way of sucking up to this guy to seem like she, is presidential. This is what she thinks presidential is.
Yeah.
Is bothering this poor man as his city's about to be fucking devastated so that she can get, and he played along with it clearly.
Yeah. Well, you got to get favors in high places.
In a time of crisis, your folks are looking in your eyes to see something in you that lets them know everything's going to be okay. And I know that you had requested that FEMA have a full service disaster recovery center in St. Petersburg, and that has been confirmed that that has happened, and they're working with you to determine the right location. How's
Hey, that thing that you already know is happening, I'm going to tell you that it's happening.
Yeah, the thing that you've learned about like a long time ago, like the FEMA emergency management plans, which are always laid out in advance, unless they're going to use a Superdome, and then you should just be like, yeah, we're kissing our asses goodbye right now.
Right? This is so stupid. It's not even a good scripted moment.
No, it's half thought out, lazy, last minute nonsense. It's really pathetic.
Taking a shit at DeSantis. Yeah, she got so embarrassed by the DeSantis thing that she's trying to make up for it.
Are we going to watch the other clip of her?
Which one?
The Weather Channel.
Oh, God. I forgot about that, but yes, we can. I probably would have got to it when I scrolled through Twitter to see what all I had for tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd even forgot about that one, but it would be great to go with this one. So, all right.
How's that coming along?
Well, thank you. That makes a big difference. We did get a chance to chat with Administrator Criswell, and that's really important to St. Pete to have that full service recovery center. You know, the outreach from the White House and from FEMA has been excellent, and we're really going to need your help to get the city stood back up. But really appreciate your partnership.
She ain't done shit. Notice he didn't say, yeah, when I called you and you took care of all of that. But he said, when I talked to Administrator Chrissy or whatever it was, you know, the person who can actually do something in FEMA.
Yeah. This is not Criswell, the psychic. This is Criswell, a person on the FEMA staff. Is she reading from a script? Probably.
I would say no. The whole part about her thank you for the answering the call of leadership, that sounds like on the spot Kamala, honestly.
Well, you've heard her talk when she is scripted. It's not much better than not scripted.
But then she goes into that part about looking into your eye and stuff, and she flubs it completely. So
she might be drunk enough that she becomes illiterate.
That's sadly reasonable.
I know.
Oh.
Got it, and know that you are invited to give any feedback about what you might need in real time, because you're the leadership on the ground, so you know what your folks need.
You're invited to give feedback on what you need. Well, thank you, bitch.
Yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to have feedback on what I may or may not need. Don't you have an actual president? Technically, yes, but here we are.
She put this out.
Yeah.
Her campaign put out this video. I said it last night, and I'll probably say it every night going forward. I do not understand how anybody can vote for this idiot.
I don't either. The Trump derangement syndrome and media propaganda are about all I can think of, because even her media appearances on friendly media are awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're not just holding your nose to pull the trigger on this one. You got to be deaf, dumb, and blind.
He should tell her he'll be calling the president.
We'll absolutely do that. We appreciate your partnership.
Please take care of yourself, Mayor, and I'll just stay in touch with your team.
Look, this is a real mayor. He's talking to me. He took my phone call. He's not playing politics with this. As they set up a fucking photo op to cash in on this before it even hits, Jack.
Yeah, this is all behind the scenes stuff that nobody should be seeing.
Right.
This is dumb.
And again, her calling him. Have you ever heard of a emergency situation like this where the vice president was the one that governors and mayors were calling?
No.
That has never happened before. It is so weird watching how they're treating Kamala. Jack, it's been a long time since we've elected a vice president. The last one was George H.W. Bush.
Mm-hmm.
When Gore is running in 2000, you didn't see Clinton pretend to hand him the reins. When you see George H.W. run, you didn't see Reagan out there pretending to have been in a partnership where George H.W. was making all the decisions and getting his hands. This is such nonsense.
It's probably unconstitutional too. If he doesn't get to resign, he can't just hand over his abilities to the VP.
And yeah, the only way that should happen is in the 25th, which they never did.
Yeah, I mean, they could do that suspension thing where if he has surgery or something,
Yep.
it's a temporary transfer of power, but it's not, here's everything I do, have fun.
Yeah.
I'm going to go soak it up on the beach and be fat.
But they keep trying to pretend that she's the one in charge when all she's doing is reminding us she's not.
Yeah, she looks like she has no idea what she's doing.
And the more she talks, the dumber she sounds.
Yeah.
All right. Here is the video from why was she on the Weather Channel?
Because she's desperate to get any kind of positive coverage.
They touted her out because Biden was taking a nap and having some pudding. And well, this happens.
Helene. Finally, as the president mentioned, to any company that or individual that might use this crisis to exploit people who are desperate for help through illegal fraud or price gouging, whether it be at the gas pump, the airport, or the hotel counter, know that we are monitoring these behaviors and the situation on the ground very closely.
Yeah, that's the real terror of a Category 3 making landfall and expecting to be Category 3 literally across the whole state. Usually it dies out as it crosses the state, Jack, and they're not expecting that to happen at all. So what you really need to worry about is somebody making profit.
Yeah, not like looters, your home being washed away, death, stuff like that. Nope, price gouging. That's her big thing.
How bad is a Category 3? Category 3 is when they start worrying about loss of life. On the hurricane
on a mass scale.
Yeah, on the hurricane scale, 1 and 2 have the potential for severe damage. Once you get to 3, you're starting to talk about, I believe it's listed as catastrophic.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe it's devastating at Category 3 and then catastrophic at 4 and 5.
Yeah, it only goes up to what, 5?
5, yep. Yeah. They're talking about adding a 6th with sustained winds of 192 miles an hour.
Yeah, I was watching some weather guy, and then I heard it again from somebody else. Apparently, some of the newer hurricanes, this is a really rare event, but the winds are actually stronger after the hurricane. And that's what they're expecting here. Apparently, it's getting like energy from a different source than what it normally would get. So, like, there's a change in the weather patterns, and it's actually picking up some higher winds after the hurricane goes through. It happened with like Gloria and one of the other big ones not that long ago. So they're expecting that here too, where the wind is going to be worse afterwards. I mean, they had precursor tornadoes. So you got to get kicked in the ass on the way out too.
The most devastating part of a hurricane isn't the wind. The wind causes a ton of damage, but when it comes to loss of life, it's the water.
Yeah.
There's so much flooding that's going to happen and is already happening in places and is still dealing with over there from Helene. Water is the long-lasting thing. And it's monkey time. That's like somebody asked what time it was, and Nuts answered as monkey time. I love her. Sweetie, you are so cool. Anyway, the price gouging thing, we need to talk about that because price gouging, they always say it is a negative thing. And somebody in the comments said, to my reply to this, by the way, said that you need to watch the John Stossel thing on price gouging, which I had seen before. I'm a fan of John Stossel and watch quite a bit of his stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And he points out that even Milton Friedman, like, price gouging is good. You don't have to like it, but imagine that this is a real thing that happened. I forget which hurricane it was. But this guy, he sees that down in Florida where there's this hurricane, people need generators. So he buys 19 of them. And he drives them down to Florida and he's selling them for twice what he paid. Horrible, right, guys? How dare he? How dare he go down there and double? He drove 600 or 800 miles to do this, Jack.
Well, he's got to pay for his gas then.
So the police confiscated his generators and threw him in jail. You know how many people got generators because of that?
Nobody.
You can look at it and go, oh, you shouldn't be making that much money. That's fine. But the people who are down there without the power, who would like to have their refrigerator working again so they can, keep food fresh and stuff, Jack, have their well pump running if they're not on city water, they're willing to pay it and be like, you know what, it's more expensive than I could have bought one when there wasn't a storm. I'm paying a little extra now so that my family has this stuff. And instead, they're like, sorry, can't. You can't go out there and make profit when people are suffering. That's what the government does.
Yeah. They got a monopoly on it.
Yep, it's true. How dare you make profit? We're watching you. All right, people of Florida who are about to get fucked, you can thank the vice president for you not getting supplies that FEMA won't deliver you either.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Real quick, thank you, Frosted Glass. There are these, as you know, lines that Screenwriting 101 tells you never to use because humans don't talk that way. But Mark is your best friend. Lisa, I'm your future husband. Tommy Wiseau communicates much more naturally than Kamala.
Yeah, Kamala is one of those people that she actually sounds like she's reading fan fiction.
Yeah.
They fail to understand that people respond to incentives. Well, look, I get that it can feel dirty. The generator cost $100. I don't know what they actually cost. And he's charging $200 for it. He's clearly taking advantage of the situation, but he's also providing a service that people want and are willing to pay for. And like, sorry, you can't pay. This is the problem with price controls. It kills the incentive to sell. Like, no, we're going to tell you how much you can make.
Oh, very Soviet of them.
Right? But anyway, yeah, so enjoy your shortages, Florida. Kamala's on the case.
Starving you out.
And anyone taking advantage of consumers will be held accountable. The bottom line is this hurricane poses...
Does the federal government have any price controls?
Not that I'm aware of.
Where she's in this manner where she's talking about it, because she mentions fraud and price gouging, which are two entirely different things.
Yeah, there's some kind of price gouging statute, but it's got to be egregious, like 1,000 times the price or something like that.
I don't think we have one in federal law.
I don't know. I'm too lazy.
I know
to look
state
it up.
laws do. I know state laws do, but one of her proposals for, please make me president is a price gouging bill. Anyway, this is nonsensical. She doesn't even have the power to do anything anyway, but it is one of her talking points. The price gouging.
Yeah.
Get fucked, lady.
Hey, while you were gone a few minutes ago, you got a super chat.
Oh, did I? Oh, thank you for that. Let me.
Sorry, I forgot.
No, I should have checked it when I got back. Thank you, Black Dynamite. The deep state is hacking the live stream. Them sons of bitches. They're in cahoots with CBS trying to keep me offline.
I mean, that's plausible at this point.
I appreciate you bringing that to my attention. I really did mean to check that when I got back, but I was so happy I finally got this working that I got distracted.
Yeah, I have the
Anyway.
attention span of a gnat, so relying on me for that is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, Met says no such federal law. I didn't think so. We don't have a federal price gouging one, but there are. I think it's like 20 states have it, and I believe Florida is one of them. So I mean, you can get in trouble in Florida for price gouging, but it's one of those things where they'll never define it specifically. There were a lot of people who got angry with me back during the pandemic when I said I didn't really have a problem with people buying up supplies and reselling it.
I think it's douchey to do that, but
Sure.
I mean, whatever. People should be more prepared for disasters. That's kind of on you if you waited the last minute.
And we were talking, it's like, oh my God, he's buying up all the hand sanitizer. Okay. I hate to point this out, but there was no evidence of COVID passing through not washing your hands.
I mean, people should wash their hands because there's
Sure.
a bunch of grossies out there.
But it had nothing to do with COVID.
Yeah, I know, but I just like to tell people to wash their fucking hands, you savages.
Velvetina, have a good night.
Bye, Velvetina.
All right.
Check you on the replay.
Nobody ever complains that Nike is gouging people with $200 tennis shoes that they paid 10 cents for some Indonesian kid to make.
Yeah.
That's not considered price gouging. But if you were to buy that same tennis shoe for $200 and resell it for $300 after a hurricane, they'd be like, oh, how dare you price gouge?
Well,
It's amazing to me what they consider price gouging. Those damn people at the grocery store making less than 1% profit. They're price gouging you. The asshole who's selling you sneakers or telephones, making 20, 30% profit easy. And don't worry about him. It's that goddamn guy selling you corn for basically no profits. But Jack, they got to make a demon out of somebody. Otherwise, you might pay attention and notice it's them.
Oh, what? Don't notice things, people. That's how you get thrown in the gulag.
I want to play this video. Dinesh D'Souza. Fuck, I always have trouble with his name. Get a name without an apostrophe in it, for fuck's sake.
Whatever.
I do what I want. It's so French looking. It drives me nuts. Anyway, he's the one that shared this. I don't know who originally made it. But just to highlight what a fucking retard this woman is, I really wanted to play it.
There are reports that say that you have the lowest approval rating of any vice president.
Well, there are polls that also say I have great approval ratings.
There literally were none that said she had great approval ratings when this was recorded.
It's the ones that she has people write up for her and hand her every day. Like, you're good enough.
I asked my husband if I don't tell everybody about how he beats women, if he likes me, and he said yes.
Oh, you're roboting a little bit there, champ.
All right.
Swing voters don't like Harris. How big a drag is Kamala Harris on the ticket?
She's a pretty big drag. I think she was arguably Biden's worst political decision.
They don't like her. There's lots of reasons they don't like her.
Kamala Harris's approval rating.
What's up?
It's coming through super choppy.
Oh, is it for everybody or is it him? Which one of us is choppy, just to make sure? Price gouging is illegal, but a 16,000% markup on Ozempic is not. Yeah.
Oh, it must be on my end. Never mind.
Yep.
Let me grab this real quick. Thank you, Evolved Potato. Isn't it buy stuff and then selling it at a higher price, literally what stores do? Like most things, you can't buy it straight from the producer. We don't talk about that.
The video is gonna be choppy because we're on the AT&T, but the audio is what I really care about.
Yeah, that's what was all fucked up. That's why I mentioned it.
Yeah. Video's a bit choppy. Yeah, is the audio is what we're really concerned with, because that's how we can tell which one of us it is.
It must be me.
Wholesale versus retail, yeah.
Real quick.
That's
Thank you, Tier Alexander. It's called supply and demand. It's the bedrock of economics. I have 5 apples. I pay 30 cents for all 5, but I charge $2.50 for one because that is what the market is willing to pay for it. Just me responding to the free market. Oh, free market. Oh, no. This is these are communists we're talking about.
yeah.
Free market, that's antithetical to their entire nature.
Again, I get the impulse to be like, oh, that's so gross to do that and take advantage of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also a capitalist. And we're not talking about them going out there and selling water for $5 a bottle. They do that at sports stadiums.
Yeah.
And that's fine. Nobody has a problem with that shit. But if you were to sell, say, the $1 bottle of water you bought for $2 after a hurricane, then you're a horrible person. That just tells you don't go to sporting events after a hurricane. Sporting, you ever been to a sporting event and seen how fucking expensive everything is?
Yep, $8 swill beer. Yeah. Maybe you get a commemorative plastic cup that you could pick up off the floor for free after the game.
Don't forget those wonderful nachos. It's a crappy little bag of chips with nasty cheese that they charge $10 for.
Yeah, and God forbid you buy any apparel there. Holy shit.
$8 bottled water at Disneyland, $12 at the airport. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw somewhere that Disney is boosting the price of their burgers to like $32.
Yeah, because they can.
Yeah.
But that's not price gouging.
No, it's different. Friends doing it.
Anyway, I did want to pause here, even despite any issues we had, because this is Jimmy Kimmel, leftist suck up supreme, and even he's pointing out how bad Kamala Harris's approval was. This is before she runs for president. This is when we're still actually in the buildup of the election. This one specifically is from 2021. This is a year, not even a full year after they've taken office. And at that point, as VP, her fucking approval rating was 28%. How as a vice president do you get that low of an approval rating without being Dick Cheney?
Right.
And no matter what you think of Cheney, he was unfairly portrayed in the press. He's a douchebag warmonger. But they went after him with literally everything they had. And his numbers weren't as bad as hers.
How sad is that?
With a friendly media who touted, look, we got the first split tail in the White House. Old Navy term.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Is now at 28%, which is an historic low for any modern vice president.
When I was a kid, I did hear the term split tail many, many times, and I didn't understand what they were saying until I got much older, and I'm like, wow, that's kind of sexist.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Hearing it from mainstream media, one outlet after another, one league after another. That Kamala Harris is the worst vice president ever, the worst politician ever.
We don't see the vice president. What people are saying to me, and I'm sure they're saying it to you, where's the vice president? Some White House officials are feeling that she came off looking unprepared for inevitable questions about when she might visit the southern border.
We've been to the border.
You haven't been to the border.
And I haven't been to Europe.
Do you remember that moment? We covered it.
Yeah.
We've been to the border. You haven't been to the border. I haven't been to Europe.
So she's so bad.
Fair, I guess. All right.
And I mean, I don't understand the point that you're making.
That part I believe.
People are saying you haven't been to the border and you're the border czar. This is when the press was still calling her border czar, and they never corrected that shit. And they're like, people are like, why haven't you been down to the border? You weren't the Europe czar.
Well, See, the border is in the Middle East. We learned this from Biden, remember? It's got a border
That
with
is
Israel.
true. Israel and the Egyptian border is the border that separates America from Mexico.
Yeah.
I don't get the point you're making. At the time, Jack, I thought she was being purposefully obtuse. Now I realize, no, she actually is that dumb. She did not understand that point.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know which frightens me more.
Purposefully obtuse I can handle, because that means they're actually smart. They know they're caught in a bad situation and they're just trying to, get through it in the media. That she doesn't know just tells us she is way too dumb to be that close to the button.
Yeah.
That Lester Holt was making was obvious to anyone else who was watching this interview, which is that the issues at the border are inextricably linked with the portfolio that she's been given.
The border is secure. We have a secure border.
Bidenomics is
Border secure. By the way, she didn't say that last week. That was like 2 years ago, Jack, 3 years ago.
Yeah. So the border must be perfectly fine.
During the height of the surge of immigrants.
No, that's just right-wing propaganda by the Russians.
Bullwinkle, thank you. Elections are a national IQ test that America has a habit of failing. Don't say it like that. You're going to make me sad for this coming election. I mean, I wish you were wrong, but anyway.
is working.
Prices have gone up. And families and individuals are dealing with the realities of that bread costs more, that gas costs more. And we have to understand what that means. That's about the cost of living going up.
He picked.
Yeah, it's the
People
cost
are
of
paying
living
more.
going up. Mm-hmm.
People are paying more, and we need to understand that means the cost of living is going up.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Who's such a smart girl?
It's another one of those times, Jack, where I realize she talks the way she does, where you see her and she's talking like she's speaking to kindergartners, because it's not that she's talking down to people. That is the height of her intelligence.
Well,
the whole thing with Ukraine and Russia, well, there's this little country called Ukraine, and then there's this big country. I have no doubt that her aides had to explain that to her that way. And she just repeated what they told her because they have to talk to her like she's a fucking idiot.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not disagreeing with that at all. Unfortunately, what happens with really dumb people is they think they're the smart one because they're dumb.
Oh, yeah.
So she thinks she has to explain it the way it was explained to her and then dumb it down a little more.
I don't think she's dumbing it down a little more. I think that's exactly how people speak to her.
That's terrifying. If I hope you're wrong. I really, really, really hope you're wrong.
I wish I was, and I honestly don't think I am.
I don't think you are either, but I hope you're wrong.
Well, since we're talking about the douchebags, it's time to look at Tampon Timmy. He was out there speaking again today, Jack.
Of course.
And he's got some news about how we need to deal with immigration.
Immigration right here in River City.
Oh, shit. This is really low.
Huh?
All right, I'll be quiet. So everybody get ready. Turn up your thing. I'll be quiet.
This is what you want, and this is what we know. To enact an earned pathway to citizenship for those who've lived in this country for years.
If you didn't catch it, he said, this is what you want, and this is what you know. We need a path of citizenship for those who've been living in the country for years.
Nope. I don't know that, and it's not true.
In other words, we need to reward the people who broke the law.
Yep.
Can you imagine if they did this with any other kind of crime? Like when Jeffrey Dahmer was caught and they were like, what we need to do is give him people to eat because he's been eating people for years.
Yeah. Look, his continued criminality is obviously a sign that he needs this as part of his life. It's part of his culture.
Bullwinkle, thank you. She does think she is smart and we are dumb. And it's scary because I really do think she thinks she's smart. And the more we see of her, honestly, I think AOC might be slightly smarter than her. And y'all know what I think of that woman's intelligence.
Yeah, sadly, I agree with you. I don't want to, but I believe you are correct. At least AOC has worked in the private sector and like had a real job.
Sure. Granted, she kept it by, going into the bathroom, into the little stall with the hole in it, but still.
At least it was a job.
All right. Moving along. That's all I'm going to torture you guys with those two idiots tonight.
What about the Weather Channel?
What's that?
What about the Weather Channel? Did you want to watch that clip?
We did.
Oh, did we? Oh.
Yeah. That's the one where she was talking about price gouging.
I may have blacked out. Her voice annoys the shit out of me, man.
No, instead, we are going to turn our attention to the culture war, Jack, because there's a really good video that was put together, and we'll watch just a little bit of it. Maybe we'll watch the whole thing. I don't know. But I have commentary for it.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike.
Dear Nike.
Why won't you stand up for me? Why won't you stand up for me? Why won't you?
Why do you claim to support women and girls?
Yet when we need you most, you remain silent.
Part of me doesn't like this because they're using little kids for political ads.
Yeah. At the same
but
time,
when it comes to who's most affected by this kind of shit, I mean, it's these girls.
Yeah.
As of now, in the professional leagues, sorry, I said professional leagues talking about women's sports. We don't have the men getting in there yet. It's still mostly, high schools and colleges and that kind of shit. And I'm glad they're calling out Nike for this. But we'll get to why this is a problem as we watch a little bit more.
Today, males are claiming our identity,
Our sports, our spaces.
Men and boys are stealing.
I wish they would have put right in there our scholarships.
Yes. That's
because
what I
everybody's
thought of
like,
too.
This doesn't really hurt girls. How's it hurting them? Well, if they're in athletics and let's say a scholarship is going out to 30 women, but a guy takes one of those, only 29 women are getting that scholarship now. So one woman who would have got it isn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect women. What are you talking about? Fuck you.
Stealing opportunities, medals, trophies, and our future.
And it's not fair or just.
In fact, it's often dangerous. Yet you refuse to use your platform to stand up.
You say you're for social justice and progress.
So why do you allow men's rights to come before ours?
See, with a big platform
comes an even bigger responsibility.
You have a chance to do the right thing.
Not just do the easy thing.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
So we're asking you, Nike.
As the biggest voice in all of sports.
Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me? Will you stand up for me?
Will you stand up for me? Will you?
Will you?
Will you just do it?
Excellent ad, I gotta say. But here's the problem. You can't blame Nike for this. Women are responsible for this, not Nike. Women are the ones who browbeat companies like Nike into supporting this shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're the ones who are like, hey, you need to be more understanding. And I think it was Jim in the comments. He goes, liberal white women. Like, no. That's not fair. They might have started the push, but I know tons of conservative women who jumped on that bandwagon. Tons of them are like, hey, they feel like a girl. They should be allowed to pee in the women's room. And if you want an example of that, Megyn Kelly herself will admit she used to be one of those people when she was considered conservative.
Yeah.
Because it's a woman thing to think like that. And I'm not being mean, and I know some of you women aren't like that. But again, it comes down to that caring nature of women. It's like, oh, we can't hurt their feelings. Yes, sometimes people need to get their feelings hurt. It's fine. They'll live. Getting your feelings hurt won't kill you.
What?
But monkey, sometimes when people get their feelings hurt, they kill themselves. Yeah, did you notice you said themselves and not their feelings did it? I don't give a fuck if some dude feels bad because they won't let him beat on girls in sports. He shouldn't be allowed to do it. And if it makes him feel bad, good. I'd rather him feel bad than this little girl on the screen right now getting her fucking ankle broke because a dude kicked her in the leg. I'm a woman not like that. There's a lot of women out there who aren't, but the vast majority, I know very conservative women in my own life who were on board with the whole trans thing and how you have to treat a trans woman like a real woman. They're actually women. They're fucking not. It's been a lie since the beginning. And I'm glad when we've said all along, Jack, the only people who can stop this are women. Because if we speak up, we're called transphobes. The problem is right now that women who speak up about this are called transphobes. Look what happened with J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
All she did was support a woman who said that men can't actually be women. And they tried destroying this woman. And if she wasn't a billionaire, they would have. For real, my whole gender pisses me off sometimes. Mine too, Katie, but for entirely different reason. My gender let your gender get away with this shit. Because it is, these corporations are still mostly run by men, Jack. And they say, oh my God, we better do this or the women will get mad at us. You goddamn pussies. Ugh. Little girl, I really do hate to be the one to tell you this, but Nike's not the one you should be mad at. And if Nike were to come out and say, hey, guys trans women don't belong in girls' sports, they would get destroyed for it. You would see boycotts of their brand. You'd see people setting fire to their stuff. You'd see people going on the media, and you would see the federal government go after Nike. They'd find some reason to finally, Jack. Suddenly slave labor would be an issue.
Yeah.
Little girl, I don't know how to tell you this, but the administration has pushed a fat, balding dude who decided to grow what little hair he had out and call himself a chick into a minor position of government, a position we have never in the history of this country seen get the kind of news coverage that this fucking idiot Rachel Levine gets. She's a fucking undersecretary. Why do I know what she looks like?
Because she's stunning and brave, you bigot. Stunning and brave.
I get it. You think Nike needs to change that, but the administration is pushing this shit. There's so many more. Look, I get it. I do. Nike has a powerful voice, but the federal government would come after them. They absolutely would.
They'd find some hate crime charge to go after him for too.
Yep. It would be all over the news about look how transphobic they're being. They're saying people with penises can't be girls.
Which was normal 20 years ago.
And for those little girls' sakes, I really do hope that it changes. I just don't think it will because it's hard to unfuck that kind of pregnant lady.
Or man.
And I don't think we have the leadership that'll do it. Everybody's still way too caring about it. Here, if you want to dress like a girl and call yourself a girl, fine. Don't expect everybody else to cater to that, though.
Yeah.
You don't get to go into the girls' room. Did you see there's a story out of Maine where a trans girl beat the ever-loving fuck out of 2 actual girls at his school. He gets on the bus and immediately attacks the one over some shit said on social media. And the bus driver breaks it up and they call ahead like, hey, I got a problem. I need you guys to meet me at the bus when I get there. So they get there, and when the boy attacked this girl, another female jumped in to try to help. No guys got involved. Good job. Yep. I almost used the F slur.
Well, I mean, do you want to catch a hate crime?
You pussies. But anyway, it gets broke up. And as they're getting off the bus, the one who came to help her friend is getting off the bus. And this dude attacks her from behind, hits her in the head twice with a metal thermos. I'm guessing a stand.
Coward.
Yeah.
You hit a girl from behind, you bitch.
Gets on top of her and starts beating on her, grabbing her, literally pulled out chunks of her hair.
Jesus.
It'll shock you to learn, Jack, that this person recently transferred high schools after being accused of peeping on the girls in the other school.
What? I'm shocked. Like, this hasn't been happening since we heard about it in Loudoun County.
But how dare you guys say that's not a real girl? How dare you say they shouldn't have the right to go into the girls' room? It was so bad, 12 girls staged a protest against this person where they held up signs, "Stop the peeping."
Wow.
You know what the school said? We did an
peeping,
investigation. We did an investigation and we didn't find any evidence of this.
Oh my God. It's like when the cops investigate themselves.
Yeah.
We investigated and found that we did no wrongdoing.
Wait, when you went and asked him if he was peeping on girls, he said no, and you just took his word for it.
Yeah, because they're clearly a bunch of bigots.
It's amazing how much times have changed in such a... Remember, it wasn't that long ago, believe women.
Yeah.
And now it's believe guys who claim to be women. Fuck them bitches.
They are real women, Monkey, so we have to believe them. Obviously, these women are jealous, and they're bigots. They're obviously TERFs. They should all be suspended.
It's fucking insane, man.
Charge them with hate speech.
That's the party of women. That's what they give you. All right, what else do we have here? I don't
hate the peeper. I hate the peep, not the peeper.
Oh yeah. Let's check in on our military preparedness, Jack. It's been a while since we've done that, and I'm happy to report things haven't changed.
Great.
Have you seen this?
No, we're gonna.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
No, I suspect it's gonna enrage me.
The military be so silly with their rules. Like,
by the way, this is a dude.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
Why did I just get in trouble for having a pink lunchbox? And then I got in trouble for wearing lip gloss. Yeah. And God forbid I wear some mascara. Oh, God forbid I wear mascara.
It's not part of the uniform.
Every American should drop to their knees and thank whatever God you believe in that there's an ocean on each side of our country.
Oh, dear God, yeah. And we have pussy candidate, no offense, Canadians, up north and Mexico to the south, which just floods us with the illegal workers and the occasional terrorist. But, dear God, if China was next door to us, they would own the entire West Coast by now.
Oh, God, yeah. This is our military now.
Yeah, I keep telling you, we're going to lose a major war, dude. There's going to be some big battle, and we are going to get our fucking asses handed to us.
Did you see the
video? Brutal.
Did you see the Libs of TikTok video that Trump played at his rally last night?
No.
Oh, shit. Let me see if I can find it. Da-da. It was kind of in regards to this same thing. I know Liv's a
This is just
TikTok.
embarrassing for real vets. Like, can you
Oh,
imagine
God,
you
yeah.
come back from like Afghanistan or Iraq and 5 years later this shit's happening? Like, girl, oh my God, how embarrassing. Like, you went through hell and some fucking idiots out there like, they won't let me paint my nails. Shut up.
This will probably get us in trouble because there's movie footage in it. You'll recognize it when you see it. But it's so relevant. And I mean, we just watched that video. That is a soldier-ish bitching because they can't wear mascara. God forbid I wear mascara. I mean, God forbid. God forbid. The only face paint you should be wearing is if you're in camouflage.
Oh, that's so tacky.
But I want to look like a girl. I saw the Army recruitment video. Anyway.
These are not woke people. But I had this little clip, and I thought you'd find it very interesting. It's the military of the past. Let's call it the Trump military, compared to the very woke military that we have now. I think you'll get a kick out of it.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not let! You will not cry! You will learn by the numbers!
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month. And actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
Wow, a clip of Arlie Erby from Full Metal Jacket.
Yes.
And then that is very stark comparison.
You're a killer! Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face! Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face! Ah! Bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face! Ah!
I hear it and I know that
I mean, we don't really have to watch more. The rest of it is Full Metal Jacket clips next to clips of trans soldiers.
Yeah. What message do you think this sends to our enemies? It says America is ripe for the picking. This is how you get like a suitcase nuke loose in the country because of bullshit like this. They are not afraid of us at all. We are a joke.
Furry kitten, yes. Only two things come from Texas. Thank you so much, Bullwinkle. Chat, help me out. How the saying, the sane person in an insane world is the insane person goes. I'm not familiar with that saying. But I suppose if you are the sane person in an insane world, you're the one who seems insane.
Yeah. Real quickly, thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. I got out in 2018, and goddamn, I'm ashamed of what's become of the military my family served in. Yeah. And I don't blame you. It's embarrassing. This crap is disgusting. You do not look like a soldier. You look like you're going to be fellatiating the enemy when you surrender to them willingly, like the Revolutionary Guard of Saddam's army, you know. Except they acted like they were tough. We're acting weak.
When I was a kid, Jack, if you've been around the military, you will know this. But the different branches kind of chide each other a little bit, rib each other a little bit. And one of the
rivalry,
the Marines and the Navy argue about which one is gay. The Army, the Air Force argue about which one is gay. And nowadays, they still do, except for it's no, we're gayer.
Yeah. Here's a hint. Y'all gay, okay? Knock it off. Jesus.
It's the feminization of everything.
Yeah,
and you do not want your military feminized. You just don't.
No, it historically does not work out well, especially when your enemies are becoming more and more masculine. The hypermasculinity we're seeing out of Russia and China. Look, China got rid of effeminate-looking men out of all of their media. You're not allowed to do that unless it's made as a joke. They did that for a reason. They're getting on a war footing.
And no offense to Chinese men, that's kind of hard to do.
Yeah, shit ain't
They're
easy,
not,
but
they're not intimidating people.
not particularly, no.
Being 5'2" and weighing 60 pounds, it's hard to be intimidating.
But they will be intimidating when you get 5,000 screaming Chinamen running at you, and your entire group is a bunch of dudes with eyeliner going, "Oh my god, I broke a nail." I don't know how this gun thing works. I wasn't paying attention. What do we do? That is brown trouser time in the foxhole.
I want to change subjects a little bit here. Jack, I argue with retarded people all the time on Twitter.
Absolutely. That's like your favorite hobby.
This is the second time in like a week and a half where I've run into this situation. So I made a post, which for some reason blew up really big, just pointing out that nobody will call out Kamala when she talks about the border bill that got killed.
Yeah.
Nobody will call out and go, "Hey, that was a horrible fucking bill."
Fact.
And somebody said to me, "I see you're living up to your name." And I responded with, "By knowing what the bill says." To which
is
another
that the guy I implied was racist?
What's that?
Is that the guy I implied was racist for calling you a monkey? Said you lived up to your name?
Maybe. I get that line a lot. People think that's a own of me.
Yeah.
I don't know why. You realize I chose this name, right? I'm just saying.
Well, we've seen how many lefties are secret racists, so.
Well, somebody else responded to that, and they said this: Google it, and maybe you won't be so ranty. And I said to him, Jack, I said, I've read the bill.
Yeah.
And I said, and the fact that you are arguing about this shows that you didn't. And they replied thusly: I read the many things the bill would do, like increase the amount of border agents and close the border when the system is overwhelmed. I have read the bill, and they think what I need to do is go Google what other people said about the bill.
Well, you clearly did listen to MSNBC.
And again, this is the second time I've run into this kind of line of thinking in the last, it's a week and a half, 2 weeks, where somebody on the Kamala side is like, don't read the source material, read what other people tell you about the source material.
Yes. It's very communistic of them.
Bullwinkle, thank you. Black Romeo Spock said, in an insane world, a sane man must appear insane. The statement is actually based on what Kurt Vonnegut Jr. wrote. A sane person in an insane asylum, in an insane, I'll try again. A sane person to an insane society must appear insane. Just talking about blending in.
Yeah, when in Rome,
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. But it was when I ran into this tonight, Jack, where I get Kamala voters. They're just dumb. They don't want to know what's actually going on. They only care about what they're told. And I watched a video of LFR, LFR Family, for those of you who don't know, used to be a music review channel, and now he talks mostly about politics. He does reviews of different political clips. And he was watching this one black guy. By the way, Van is black too, the guy who runs the channel. But it is important that it's a black guy that he's watching, because he's talking about the lies that he's been told as a black man about what Trump has said and done and how racist he is and how all of his supporters are racist. And he goes, and I just believed it. I just believed it because it's what I was told. He said, until somebody challenged me to watch the full clip. And in this case, he was specifically talking about the good people on both sides clip.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And he goes, and so I watched it, and I'm like, yeah, that's what he said. Good people on both sides. And he goes, and then I kept watching it. And I was like, oh, shit. He's not saying there's good Nazis. He's not saying there's good white supremacists. It's amazing to me how many people will just accept the narrative. With how many times do you have to be lied to before you ask the question, are you just a liar? Is it the LFR family? Yes, the channel is. And it is. I love Van. He's funny as shit. I miss him doing music reviews because he had some of the most animated responses to music. But he wisely understood that YouTube was cracking down on that shit and shifted to doing more political commentary. Not really realizing you're going to get in a lot more trouble for that.
Yeah.
Unless you're a lefty. But it is amazing to see people when they finally start waking up. I mean, I was talking about Anna Kasparian being on with Jillian Michaels yesterday, and both of them kind of had that same moment where it's like, why do I keep getting lied to about this stuff? Remember when Anna came out against Kyle Rittenhouse?
Yeah.
And then she had to make an apology video like, I didn't actually watch the video, and yeah, he's not a murderer. But you know what? She did the same thing that all these other people did. She heard something and just repeated it.
Well, most people are incredibly lazy now.
Oh, yeah.
And they're trusting because they're stupid.
I've had to have this discussions with my wife many times because she'll watch a CBS story and she'll go, hey, did you see this story? And she'll tell me about it. I'm like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened at all. That's a lie. What you were just told is a fucking lie. Dangerous, thank you. I have read the bill. Well, I've read about the bill. That's not the same thing, moron. It reminds me of people who complain about Fox News who then go on to tell you I would never watch Fox News.
Yeah.
I love when people tell me you get all your stuff from Fox News. I'm like, how much Fox News do you watch? And it's always that same answer. I don't watch that shit.
Then how would you know where I'm getting my news?
Yeah, how would you know what they're saying? Because Brian Stelter told you? That dude's a known liar. And I'm fairly certain has a candy van.
I'm 90% certain of that. I also think he's in love with Tucker Carlson.
He is insanely jealous of Tucker Carlson.
Very similar things.
Yeah. I mean, jealousy does breed hatred. They don't want to see the truth. Hell, if it becomes too obvious to ignore, these people will stop watching so they don't have to think about it anymore. What they're more likely to do is rationalize it. It's how we get the liberal meme of it's not happening and eventually moving on to it is happening, but it's a great thing.
Yeah, it's a very Jonestown kind of thinking.
Yep.
You know, you're one heaven's gate away from wearing a blanket over your corpse with your nice Nikes on.
Single white female jealous. Yes, yes. And I think it's because of Tucker's hair, honestly, because Brian has been bald since the 9th grade, and Tucker still has that beautiful head of hair.
Yeah.
And Tucker has gayer hair than I do. I'm just saying.
That's pretty gay.
It is he has very gay hair. Do I have anything else I really wanted to talk about? I know I wanted to catch up. What was the story I told you I wanted to? Oh, Mexico.
I believe it's pronounced Mexico.
Mexico. I only do that when I'm being a jackass because I'm an American and I don't have to pretend to be speaking another language.
Yeah. I love when reporters do that. Yes, this is Steve Smith talking to you straight from Guadalajara. Like, dude, stop.
They only do that shit when they're doing Spanish. They never do it with like French or Russian or Ukrainian.
Pakistan.
Pakistan. You're right. But it's the only one.
Yeah.
I mean, anyway, Mexico mayor decapitated head found in his car 6 days after taking office. I forget who it was, but somebody in the comments to my tweet about this said that a medical examiner said he died of natural causes and a dog ate the body. That is a call. That is a callback to The Boys on the Track, and so well played. I appreciated the reference. Yeah, this is what goes on in Mexico. Mexico is a vile, dangerous, corrupt country. How many of their people end up dead just running for office, Jack?
Oh, lots of them.
That 1 year was like 10 different people in less than a month murdered just for running for office. Don't worry, guys. There's no problem with those people moving up here.
No, I mean they'll just bring their politics with them. Their cultural enrichment opportunities.
I just saw that story. I'm like, yeah, Mexico's such a great place. All these great folks, Jack, that are just coming across our border unchecked.
Yeah, the best of the best.
With that nice 13 tattooed on their neck.
Yeah, to show that they're the chosen of the divine.
Well, it's because their parents are Catholic and they're the 13th child.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's not for any gang affiliation, I promise.
Oh, no. They have the spark of divinity, I've been led to believe.
Oh, fuck. I hate these people. Yeah, that's all I had, except for I didn't retweet about this, but both you and Fugi sent it to me, and we got to talk about it because I am a gamer, and this is pathetic. So apparently both the Harris and Trump teams have Twitch channels, which I didn't know, but when I learned it, I'm like, I guess that makes sense. And the Harris folks, normally they just play like speeches and stuff over there.
Yeah.
Well, they got a great idea. The Kamala Harris campaign is going to stream World of Warcraft tonight to court the gamer votes.
Way to pick a game that's prescient.
Well, it's not even that. It's not even that bothers me. When AOC went and played Among Us with that fucking terrorist supporting, I was going to call him a Muslim slur, Hassan Piker, at least she played the game. She played it poorly. She sucked at it, but at least she actually played it.
Yeah, she put the effort in.
That's not what happened here. Since it was launched in August, the Kamala Harris Twitch channel has broadcast rallies and speeches from Flint, Pittsburgh, Atlanta, and other locations across the USA. It's about to go slightly further afield, with a Tim Walz rally being broadcast from Azeroth as Wired reports. A live audio feed of Walz speaking in Arizona will be accompanied by Twitch streamer Preheat playing World of Warcraft and adding commentary. It's not even their campaign playing it. They're paying somebody else to play it while they pipe in the audio from the Walz speech.
Yeah, that's stupid.
They couldn't even find somebody on their staff who could manage to play WoW.
Yeah, one of the easiest games out there. I may hate the game, but anybody can fucking play WoW.
I love WoW, and it's as difficult as you want to make it. If you're just leveling to whatever the level cap is now, yeah, it's not that hard at all. If you start going into raiding and stuff, it becomes almost a job to do it properly.
Yeah, but they could just run around and do some basic fighting and grinding and pipe in this.
You know how well that would play if somebody from their campaign was like, you know what, I'm going to reach out to gamers by actually going into their world and starting out as an orc and having to slap around the workers to get them to go do shit. That would have played well with gamers.
I've been told by D&D that orcs are black people, Monkey.
Okay, so maybe you start as well. They'd probably see themselves as the good guys, so they'd go alliance. They'd go human, because they're not racist at all.
Not at all.
It's so pathetic. They couldn't even manage to log in. Maybe their campaign doesn't have the money for an account.
I mean, that's possible.
There's a lot of people with their hand out for money from Kamala's campaign. But seriously, I don't understand. This is one of those times where I'm like, who is running this campaign? Because all you're showing me there is that you're not a game. This is a hello, fellow gamers moment.
Yeah.
Without even trying to be the fellow gamer. This is like trying to get clout from the hello, fellow gamer guy. It's just sad. But they're reaching out to men, Jack. This is part of an outreach for men, and they want to get nerds on board.
Yeah.
You want to prove to me you're a gamer? Load up an unmoderated COD chat and go in there and tell them you work for the Kamala campaign.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Go in there and tell them how much you think trans women are women in an unmoderated COD chat, which you'd have to do outside of the official lanes. But you go scrutinize yourself or go let yourself do that. Go back to old. You want to play WoW and impress me? Go to an unmoderated Barons chat. WoW players know what I'm talking about. An unmoderated Barons chat was so fun, man. It was horrible. It was fucking gross, but it was so much fun. Who was sitting there at the Kamala Harris campaign and went, you know, it would be a good way to reach out to gamers? Let's pipe in somebody else's video of a gamer playing.
Why did they respond to this? I don't understand.
This is how bad they are at connecting with men. And I think it's great because who was it that called them out for not connecting with men? Was it Carville?
Oh, it might have been.
I think it was James Carville who pointed out they have a men problem in the Democratic Party because they don't know how to talk to them.
Because they're not used to being around them.
They're not. They're used to being around whiny little bitch men. They've turned them into women. They're women in all but name.
Yeah, that's true.
They pee standing up, but they might as well be chicks.
I'd call that into question. They'd probably pee on themselves while they're standing up.
Hey, we did see that article that was telling us men should sit down to pee.
Yeah.
It's a real thing out there. But yeah, where is it? So why is this happening? It's part of Harris's campaign's plans to increase its visibility to young men, which also included advertisements playing during sporting events and on IGN. If gamers aren't on your side already, they're not going to get on your side because of that.
Yeah, it's a little late for that.
And if you were reading the room, which we realized the other day with, hey, we're helping Lebanon, you guys suck at reading the room. But if you were reading the room, you would realize this is not the time to bring your progressive nonsense to the gaming community.
No, like, I think this is the perfect time.
Have you not been paying attention to what's going on? There's major backlash against wokeism to the point of absurdity at this point. And you guys are like, I know, we'll go in there with our liberal nonsense. Oh, I bet that was a highly moderated chat.
No, what?
This is the October surprise. I'm waiting for the October surprise. I think they already tried it. And I think it blew up in their faces because nobody cared. What was the story I saw the other day where I'm like, oh, they think this is the October surprise.
Was that the Iranians leaking Trump's communications?
Oh, it might have been. Yeah. And nobody gave a shit. Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares because it's all boring. It wasn't even interesting. It was like, oh, you got JD Vance's social security number. All right, you're an asshole. What's your point?
Yeah, the most it showed was shit we already knew. Like, look, Vance didn't like Trump at one time. Like, yeah, that's
Yeah.
already known.
Oh my god. And it gave out some personal information which the internet does not approve of, you guys.
Snubber, thank you. Keyword young men. Lately, I've noticed they try to sneak into the men's mental health issues that suddenly social media pretends to care about, but it's just young men. Well, I think let me get this and then I'll comment. Thank you, Frosted Glass. I'm a gamer too. Let me boot up Dustborn. Walz. Oh, God. Sadly, that would probably butch him up a little bit. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But to the men's mental health issue there, Snubber, I think that is part of it's them not understanding men. And I even had a little bit of an argument with Weibo over this because she's another one that we got to talk about the men's health. Men kill themselves more than women, Jack. It's just fact.
What?
It's about out of 100,000, it's like 9 women kill themselves for every 100,000 and like 19 men. So it's about double, a little more than double. But that is a historic trend that has been going on since we've been keeping records. And the two seem to go together. When one rises, the other one does. I mentioned this before. There's a slight variation back in the 80s where it spiked for women just a little bit before it did for men. But the spikes track. I mean, you could move the two on top of each other, the graph line, and they're almost identical. It's just that more men do it. And you have this push for men's mental health, and they don't mean it because every time they say it, I don't want to say they don't mean it. They don't understand it. Because every time they talk about men's mental health, their answer is always the same. And it's men, you need to act like women.
Yeah.
You need to talk about your feelings more. You need to go talk to your friends about what's bothering you. That's not how men do things.
No, you push it down and suppress it.
That's not to say we never talk with our friends about that kind of stuff, but it doesn't become the be all end all of our being. Like, what you guys need to do is cry. Men do cry. You just don't see it. And the suggestion that the way that we fix mental problems with men is by becoming like women just shows a deep misunderstanding of men. We're not the same. Why the fuck can we not understand that? Why have we gone so regressive? Why have we taken everything we've learned over the past 300,000 years about ourselves and been like, none of that shit matters? People think I'm joking when I say when my brother got divorced the first time, he got suicidal, Jack, my younger brother. He tried to kill himself and failed. And everybody told me, you need to go to therapy. You need to go to therapy. And I told him, you need to go get laid. And he did, Jack. And which of those two do you think helped him get back on track?
Yeah, getting laid.
Yeah. His confidence was shattered.
Yeah.
And you don't get your confidence back by going and talking about your feelings.
No, it's not. I mean, it might help some people, but.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't go to therapy, and I'm not saying you shouldn't talk to your friends. I'm just saying it's not as big a deal for men as it is for women. It doesn't work the same way.
Yeah.
Christ, I'm sorry. Glad he got through it. Me too, because my older brother killed himself, and if my younger brother had done it too, it would have. I'd be a broken man, Jack.
That'll fuck your shit up.
Yeah. So the whole push to mental health is just more of a way to try to feminize us, because their answer to mental health is always just act like a woman. And that's not how men are. We're not like that, Jack.
Generally speaking, no.
Do both go to therapy and get laid? I mean, sure.
I mean, you could probably bang your therapist.
My little brother went from being a a really shy kid who once asked me literally, how do you talk to girls? He literally asked me that one time. Like, you just speak. They're people. To being the most misogynistic person I've ever known personally.
So he did talk to girls.
He started using dating services and hitting up, personal ads and shit. And he meets this one chick, takes her home and bangs her. And she's like, can you take me home now? And he goes, I'll take you home in the morning. She's like, well, if you don't take me home, I'm going to walk. And he goes, see ya. At which point she took off her shoes and went back to bed with him.
Wow.
It's like, I think you might be taking it a little too far, little brother. Jay, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys split donations or I thank you both. Anyway, I've only been here 30 minutes. Did you guys see the Howard Stern and Harris interview? Cringe as fuck. I haven't watched it. I've heard about it. And yeah, I don't know if I can bring myself to watch it. I can't take Howard Stern anymore anyway.
He has become such a puss.
Howard was never as funny as people claimed he was. He had good, funny bits occasionally.
Yeah, he was funny in excerpts. But if you listen to his whole show, I was always bored.
Yes. And it's because he had a ton of time to fill, and talking about sex gets old after a while, and there's only so many times you can ask a porn star which holes she takes it in before it's like, that, all right, I heard it. And
yeah,
I'm not knocking him. He built his audience and everything and can't take it away from him. But then he decided he was going all in on politics. Maybe not all in, but enough that that's become what his brand is just being a liberal shill.
Yeah.
He is the personification of the pussification of liberal men. And he wasn't manly to begin with. FL, thank you so much. Young men, the average age of WoW players is fucking 30. Yeah. And Dangerous, thank you. The person Kamala hired to read the room clearly has dyslexia. There have been women that dressed up as men, not trans, by the way, to see what being a man is like. They realize how difficult men can have it. It is amazing if you talk to women how easy they think men have life.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how many times you'll hear them say something to the effect of, you don't know what it's like to walk around scared all the time. Like men aren't the ones who are attacked more than women are. Men are assaulted more than women are. That is just true.
Men attacked women most affected.
Yeah, true. I mean, they have it in their tiny little brains. Sorry, but they have it in their brains that we are somehow just walking around strutting, never worried about anything. And it's just not the case. And every time they have done that, because you had that one female comedian who dressed up like a dude, like they'll think I'm funny now.
Ugh, that was embarrassing.
And it was so bad she cried afterwards. Yeah, women have a very distorted view of what it's like to be a man because they're being told what it's like to be a man from other women. I don't know exactly what it's like to be a woman. I can tell you how women react to stuff in general, Jack.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Everybody's different. But in general, you can point to things, but I would never be one to, I could never go out there and tell you, this is how women feel. I'm not a woman. I couldn't tell you. Women, stop taking your advice about men. Stop taking your explanations of men from women, especially when most of them are harpies. They're angry women who got scorned and they're like, all men suck. It was funny. Remember that one chick who made a video? I forget her name, but she made a video about how it really sucks that women have to learn to hold keys between their knuckles when they're walking outside at night. Two things. One, men started that. You know how men started that? It was his way to try to hurt people who would attack them.
What?
Women didn't come up with that. Men did. 2, don't do that. You're going to hurt your hand. You'd be better off swinging the keychain at them than putting that in your fist when you punch somebody. Anna Akana, was that who it was? That fucking idiot. Did you ever watch the Dax video song To Be a Man? I have, and I really like the version that he did with Hootie, with Darius Rucker. But I do find that song to be a little bit too whiny. I love the chorus of it, but the rest of it is just like, dude, man up a little bit. I'm probably going to get some heat for that, Jack, because men love that song. It's all about how hard it is to be a dude. And if you're acting like a woman, acting like a woman talking about how hard it is to be a dude. Stop it.
Stop being a bitch.
Stop being a bitch.
Walk it off.
We're not even supposed to say man up anymore. Apparently it's misogynistic.
Person up.
Person up.
We call it person kind around here.
Corey, thank you. When are you going to go to your Munko Lantern avatar? You know what? It is October.
Yeah. We're well into October.
Yes, we are. By the way, guys, the shirt is still available if anybody wants one and doesn't have it. Yeah, there we go. We can put it up. I love the Munko Lantern is my favorite one I've ever made. I've made lots of different monkeys, but he is my favorite. What did you bring here, Jack?
I had a couple of things that we could cover if you wanted to.
Court safeguards barring foreign money in Ohio ballot campaigns can take effect for the 2024 election. Well, why wouldn't they?
Well, there was a big challenge to this because this was just passed recently.
An Ohio law prohibiting the use and acceptance of foreign money in state ballot initiative campaigns can take effect. Wait, why wasn't that a law already?
Oh, we were busy.
They were allowed to have foreign contributions to ballot initiative campaigns?
We were busy.
I'm stunned. I really am. I
was too. Excuse me.
Clinton famously got in trouble for taking foreign donations. And nobody in the state of Ohio thought, hey, wait a minute, we're taking foreign donations. We should fix that.
Nah, they were like, cool, man. Yeah, get distracted over there so we keep doing it.
Bubba says, it wasn't because, shut up. Yeah.
Exactly.
I honestly, I wonder if my state allows that.
I think we'll all be shocked at how many states probably still allow it.
Anyway, an Ohio law prohibiting the use and acceptance of foreign money in state ballot initiative campaigns can take effect for the 2024 election. Of federal appellate court ruled Tuesday. Writing on behalf of the Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, Judge Amul Thapper. That sounds like a name from Lord of the Rings.
Or a porno.
That's not a real name. Granted an emergency request by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose, the Attorney General David Yost, to place a stay on an August District Court injunction that prevented the law from being enacted.
Yeah.
So they passed the law, and it's not like it was going to go in effect on January 1st, 2025. It was supposed to go into effect, and a judge blocked it.
Yes.
All right. Sure. The district judge overseeing the case argued the statute's definition of foreign nationals is likely unconstitutional. What? I'll read the whole sentence in a second. I just have to process that. Let me see if I understand this correctly. This sitting judge is arguing that blocking foreign nationals from donating to a campaign would be unconstitutional when we have federal fucking laws about it?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? Adding these individuals, quote, have political speech rights covered. No, they don't. No, they don't. Foreign nationals do not have free speech rights, especially from overseas in the United States.
What?
The First Amendment covers Americans. Trust me.
That's so bigoted.
I wish it covered the whole world. The world doesn't agree with me, so they can go fuck themselves. Anyway, the appellate court issued a temporary stay on that injunction last month while it considered the merits of the case. Because our initial review suggested that the district court's First Amendment analysis was flawed, that is an understatement and a half.
No, understatements in chat.
They are literally arguing that federal law, which has been challenged in court, is unconstitutional.
Well, it's unconstitutional for Ohio.
The precedent is already set.
That's their rules.
But our court couldn't fuck it up because we've seen them do things like Roe before. But as of right now, the precedent is that, yes, you can absolutely bar foreign money from U.S. elections. Anyway, we now grant Ohio's motion for stay of the district court's order, Thapar wrote. Thapar was joined by the majority by Judge David McCaig. The dissent was authored by Judge Stephanie Davis. Women, sometimes y'all suck.
Yeah, sometimes.
How come every time we see something like this, I don't even have to guess that the dissenting judge is a woman?
I mean, history.
Women, y'all need to do better, okay? I'm going to take a page out of Falcon and the Winter Soldier. You need to do better. You are not sending your best to represent you. My daughter is so much smarter than these people. She should be a judge long before this idiot. There is no way you can look at that decision and go, I actually think they were right to say foreign nationals are covered by the First Amendment in our voting laws. Frosted, thank you. Judge Fapper goes through briefs like crazy. Fapper. Approved by lawmakers earlier this year, H.R. 1 stipulates that foreign nationals are prohibited from making a contribution, expenditure, or independent expenditure in support of or opposition to a statewide ballot issue or question, regardless of whether the ballot issue or question has yet been certified to appear on the ballot. So this means even before it becomes an official political thing, when they're just trying to push for it to get like the ballot signatures and stuff, they can't even, hey, George Soros, this was meant for you. My daughter just turned 1, and I'm sure she's smarter than these people. Toby, you're not wrong. Keep her away from other women, and they'll make her dumb.
Yeah.
The bill further barred foreign money from being given to political parties, candidates, or campaigns, all of which are prohibited from knowingly accepting such funds. Yeah, basically, they're making it match federal law right there.
What? That's crazy and racist somehow.
The law was passed with the purpose of warding off interference by foreign actors such as, fuck me, Hansorg? Fuck kind of name? Hansorg.
It's an alien race from Star Trek, I'm pretty sure.
Hansorg Weiss, a Swiss national whose Burger, at least to name that one easier, Burger Action Fund has gifted hundreds of millions of dollars to left-wing dark money groups such as 1630 Fund. 1630, isn't that a Democrat dating site?
Probably.
matching 30-year-old men with 16-year-old boys. I think Scott Wiener promoted it.
That sounds right.
As noted in the Americans for Public Trust April report, last year, the latter organization dumped more than $11 million into the pocket of left-wing groups backing a pro-abortion ballot initiative and aiming to defeat a ballot measure that sought to raise the threshold to amend the Ohio Constitution. In upholding the law, Thapper noted how worries about foreign influence in American elections have escalated in recent. Yeah, maybe because you guys were allowing it.
That's crazy, Monkey. Where'd you get that idea?
He further argued that Ohio's rationale of preventing foreign interference in state elections has a strong pedigree in American political history, true, and that fact reduces its evidentiary burden under the strict scrutiny analysis. Given this tradition of government regulation, Ohio has met its evidentiary burden for purposes of strict scrutiny. I love that they explained what they were about to quote. The fucking media sucks, man.
Yeah.
Honest Election Project Action Executive Director Jason Sneed. I can never trust somebody with the last name Sneed. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It seems dirty.
It sounds like a bad guy last name from like a 70s movie.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason, yes, guys, I am that superficial. Jason Sneed responded positively to Tuesday ruling, saying in a statement the court made the correct decision. Wow, you broke the story with that line. All right, I'm not reading the rest of this because they are literally just filling words here.
Yeah, you
Ohio.
got the idea.
Jack, why the fuck was that even legal in your state? I don't understand.
Fuck if I know, dude. I didn't know that was legal. It's fucking nuts. But I saw that. I heard something about it on the radio. I looked it up and saw the article, and I'm like, what? No way. The fact that got a stay on it, that judge should be thrown off the fucking bench.
Oh, absolutely. And so should that appellate judge court who dissented on the opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. You are not an American. You're a commie infiltrator. Manchurian judge.
Again, it's not like this is a new concept.
Yeah.
It's literally the federal fucking law. And I know there's others that there's states that have similar laws. So it's not like Ohio's breaking new ground here by saying you can't have foreign money in elections.
We break ground on two things: space exploration and serial killings. That's it. That's what we're good at.
I'm shocked that is I really am curious now about my state if we have laws barring foreign interference. And I can't believe anybody was against this idea.
I know, and took it to court. Everybody that was involved in that lawsuit for trying to stop that bill is probably backed by the Russians or the Chekhovs.
Well, that's the thing. Whether you're left or right, I mean, you have examples of the last decade of foreign interference where everybody's like, we got to stop foreigners from interfering in our elections. And apparently some people in Ohio are like, but not here.
Yeah, but not during my election.
Jay Case, thank you so much. We got 6 ballots in the mail on Monday. We are a family of 3. The ballots had names of the 2 previous couples that owned our home prior to our purchase 15 years ago. I'm on the Bay Area coast of Cali. California is trying to do a thing where they want to send ballots out to everybody. And I mean, in theory, it shouldn't matter, Jack. In theory, you'd be doing your due diligence and making sure all ballots that came in are, legit. I just don't believe they're doing due diligence. I mean, like he just said, he got ballots for people that lived there before the people that lived there before him.
Yeah.
Hey, Jay, how well do you think your voter rolls are updated if that's happening?
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, we've had cases already this year where courts have said that people who are dead can't be removed from the voter rolls.
Yeah, absolutely ridiculous.
You can't do that legally mandated thing of cleaning up the voter rolls because dead people might not get to vote.
Yeah, well, did you see the Texas video that leaked out? I retweeted it earlier. It was one of the election officials saying if they have a non-citizen ID, they're allowed to vote.
No.
Yeah, we'll save that one for tomorrow.
Severus, thank you. Betting that Judge Stephanie is a Soros judge. Oh, undoubtedly.
Yeah.
Undoubtedly. All right. Judge denies Deadspin's bid to dismiss defamation suit involving a 9-year-old Chiefs fan. How the fuck were they trying to get it dismissed?
I don't remember.
They absolutely destroyed. They destroyed that little kid.
Yeah. You went after a 9-year-old. You guys are scumbags.
Deadspin published an image of a child displaying his passionate fandom as a backdrop for its critique on the NFL's diversity efforts, and in its description of the child, crossed the line protecting its speech from defamation claims, Lug wrote. Yeah, because see, here's something that we do know. Deadspin, you see this picture right here? The picture of the kid where you can see that his face is painted red and black, which you'll notice matches the black undershirt and red jersey that he's wearing. That's not the picture that they showed, even though they had it. Instead, the picture that they showed was taken from his right profile.
Yeah.
So all you got was the black face. And then when they got called out on it, their answer was, oh, but he's still wearing an Indian headdress. By the way, the kid does have verified Native American ancestry.
Yeah, his grandfather was an Indian elder of some kind.
The lawsuit was filed by Raul Armenta Jr. and his wife Shannon on behalf of themselves and their son Holden. If anything, they should be made fun of for naming their child Holden.
Yeah, Holden's stupid. Your dad's name's Raul. That's a badass name. Why don't you have that name? Get your dad's name, Holden. Stop.
Their son Holden, who is Chumash Indian. According to the complaint, Holden painted his face black and red, two of the colors used in the Kansas City Chiefs logo, and wore a Native American headdress during a November 26, 2023 game between the Chiefs and the Raiders. He's lucky he didn't get stabbed, honestly. There were Raider fans there.
Yeah, they're nuts.
He was shown briefly during television broadcasts of the game with his red and black face paint visible. The next day, Deadspin writer Karen Phillips, who, by the way, is a cunt of a human being,
yes,
published an article calling out the boy's attire with a featured image of the child that showed only the side of his face covered in black paint. It takes a lot to disrespect two groups of people at once, he wrote in the column. But on Sunday afternoon in Las Vegas, a Kansas City Chiefs fan found a way to hate black people and the Native Americans at the same time. We read through that article, at least parts of it, when the story broke originally. Karen Phillips is a horrible human, and I hope that right now there is something big and pokey and scratchy lodged in his urethra. I don't want anybody to go do it to him. I want it to have already happened, and that right now, as my voice is coming to your ears, that his penis is actively bleeding. The author then questioned the NFL's commitment to its social justice initiatives, saying that the organization has not been doing enough to foster a more sensitive culture among fans. You know what's interesting about this? I guarantee you, this was in Las Vegas, so you have your Raider fans, that's their home turf, that there was somebody in that audience in their Raider regalia with their face painted black.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Maybe and instead, they went after this kid.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, they could have been wearing an eye patch, which is taking disability culture.
That's ableist.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's totally ableist, and you're mocking them.
Specifically, Phillips argued that the NFL should have been more aggressive in pressing the Kansas City football team to drop its Chiefs name, which he deemed as culturally insensitive as Redskins, a name borne by the Washington Commanders for decades, until its rebranding in 2020 amid nationwide unrest and debate over racism.
No.
Which completely dishonored the tribe of Indians that had season tickets for decades to those Redskins games.
It wasn't the image of the Indian of one of the teams based on an actual person. Was that
there's one of them there's another one that the art was done by an Indian. But this is white people who got offended. It wasn't the Indians who were like, oh my God, can you believe they called the team Redskins? It was white people. Dumbass white people. Karen, by the way, is not. I just realized his name is Karen.
Yeah.
But Karen here, being the white woman of a black man that he is, he's got to go the full 9 yards. This little kid hates black people and Indians. Even just having a white girl name will apparently make you an asshole.
Well, I mean, shoes fitting, that sort of thing.
This is what happens when you ban books, stand against critical race theory, and try to erase centuries of hate, he wrote. You give future generations the ammunition they need to evolve and recreate racism better than before. He said this about a 9-year-old who just dressed up as his favorite team.
Yeah. It's all so tiresome.
The article, according to the lawsuit, drew hateful messages and even death threats to the I don't know how to say their last name. Their family in December last year. The family demanded a formal retraction and apology from Deadspin, which the magazine declined, prompting the lawsuit. They then did do it. I don't know if this article brings it up, but it was too late at that point.
Oh, yeah.
And Karen doubled down.
Yeah, you got to be careful with calling a bluff like that, you guys. Because they weren't bluffing.
In defense, Deadspin argued that Phillips' statements were expressions of opinion and therefore not subject to You called him racist.
Yeah, you that is defamatory. That is not opinion at that point. I'm sorry.
That is not an opinion. That is a charge. And you did it to a 9-year-old. Deadspin, you should just shut the fuck up and pay this lawsuit off.
Oh, make this go away or you're going to end up like Gawker. Because nobody likes you for this. You're not winning anything here.
They were expressions of opinions and therefore not subject to defamation claims. However, the judge disagreed, stating that the article portrayed Holden as someone who intentionally used blackface to hate black people, which is true, which amounted to a provably false assertion of fact. Yeah.
Yep.
He also said that he hated Native Americans.
Yeah, which he's partly one of. So
yeah, he is at least a quarter Indian. The court concludes that Deadspin's statement accusing Holden of wearing blackface and Native headdress to hate black people and Native Americans at the same time, and that he was taught this hatred by his parents, are provably false assertions of fact and are therefore actionable. Good for you, dude.
Yeah.
I was asked today why there's not more lawsuits for slander and libel for shit that's said about Trump. And the reason you don't see more slander and libel lawsuits in general is because they're really hard to prove. They're exceptionally hard to prove. And when it comes to like Donald Trump, it's almost impossible because the rules change. You know, we shouldn't have two systems of justice. Donald Trump is not allowed to sue people because he's a public figure. The bar he has to reach for slander is so much higher than it is even for you and me, Jack.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's a celebrity who's in the news constantly. He's a public person. And he was a former president. There's a lot of things he has to overcome to go after somebody. Plus, it's really expensive to go to court for this stuff.
Yep.
If you can find a lawyer for this, it's going to be expensive. Just like civil rights cases, it's going to be pricey.
Of course, the full picture showed that the kid had the other half of his face painted in red, the Chiefs' colors. It also turns out that he is Native American. Indeed, his grandfather is serving on the Santa Ynez Band of Chumash Indians. So is serving. His grandpa's even still alive.
Yeah.
Deadspin also sought dismissal based on jurisdiction, arguing the case should have been filed in California where the people reside instead of Delaware where Deadspin's former parent company, G/O Media, is incorporated. The judge rejected this argument as well. Yeah, because typically you can choose if there's two different states, you might get into a jurisdictional fight sometimes, but it's rare, and it's not like California's gonna go, no, we need it. They're like, yeah, fuck it, you guys deal with it. We don't want to. Our judges are already busy.
Yeah. Plus, this was on the internet, so it's crossing state lines either way. It's not like it was in a regional newspaper in Sacramento or something, and their parent company is in Delaware. No, it doesn't matter. It was on the internet.
In March, just 1 month after the lawsuit was filed, Geo Media sold Deadspin to Lineup Publishing, a European company that decided not to retain any of the website staff.
That was probably the smartest move those Europeans made.
It was dumb to buy them, though, with this lawsuit hanging over their heads.
Yeah, it was kind of stupid.
Snub, thank you. They knew California would improve their odds. Oh, 100%. As of this publication, the article in question is still up on Deadspin's website, but has been updated to remove photos and identifying details about the boy. The headline was also revised to better reflect the substance of the story. We regret any suggestion that we were attacking the fan or his family, the editors wrote in a note. Can we parse that? We reject any suggestion that we were attacking the fan or his family.
The whole thing is about attacking the kid.
Your writer said that they made him a racist child. How is that not attacking them?
Yeah, they said this kid was a bigot and attacking two groups at once, but it's not about that. Oh, his parents raised him to be a little racist. Oh, it's not about that at all. We were talking about the zeitgeist of the era. Fuck off, you idiots.
And their wording, we regret any suggestion that we said these people were racist. What do you mean you regret the suggestion?
You regret getting sued, more like.
We regret that anybody's saying that we did what we did.
Yeah.
That is Kamala levels of stupid.
Well, you want to be unburdened by what has been.
That's as bad as, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings.
I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted. I went to a Globetrotters game once, dressed up to support my team, and people got all pissy. Apparently, Memphis whipcrackers aren't widely known. They went out their cotton-picking minds. Wow, Frosted. Wow.
Oh, man. I am glad the judge is letting that go forward.
Yeah, I am too. I thought it'd be nice to update this story, though, because I happened to come across this.
Oh, yeah. I appreciate you, Brent, because I had not seen that update to the story. Oh, okay. This is a video. Juanita's sharing it out, so I know kind of what to expect. I didn't read the text of it though. Airline refuses my illness. Oh God. She's gonna have some made up illness, isn't she?
Oh no, it's even better than that. You guys are gonna love this one.
All right. Airline refuses my illness is what it says on the screen. And it says, I have quite a serious medical condition. Does she have boogie cancer?
No, but you should get this super chat first.
Bullwinkle, thank you. Where were we with the same person in insane world? Yeah.
I hate it already. Don't worry, Brandon. You'll hate it a lot more in a minute.
I'm with you, Brand. Just seeing airline refuse my illness. I'm immediately reminded of Pebbles. Pebbles!
Pebbles! May Pebbles rest in power.
My anxiety is so bad, I need to flush my hamster down the toilet. Anyway, all right, I guess. Airlines have been getting a lot of shit from fat people too, so maybe that's coloring me just by looking at this.
I can see that. I understand.
Thank you, Frosted. Worse, it was boogie fever.
It's like cat scratch fever.
Rocket pneumonia and the boogie woogie flu are real. It is an underserved part of the medical community, honestly. Anyway.
I have quite a serious medical condition. I have claustrophobia.
We're not even to the funny part yet. I heard you hit your desk, and I was like, was that second thump his head? Because in about 30 seconds, you're going to really hate this.
One, claustrophobia is not a a medical condition. It's a mental condition.
No, it's a serious medical condition.
If you, what do you want him to do? Take the top down?
No, it says it on the screen what she wants.
I will be needing 3 seats. You tell me not to read the screen, so I didn't read ahead. Okay. No, I was just listening to her words, and when she got to I have claustrophobia, you got on a plane.
Yeah.
There's no way to expand it. All right.
We'll be needing 3 seats.
I can't give you all 3 seats.
But I've given you a genuine medical note from a doctor.
Yeah.
So obviously I can't just have like 1 seat. I need the entire row for this journey.
There's not much I can do, I'm afraid. You can have the 3 seats, but you'd have to pay for the other 2.
I shouldn't have to pay for something.
There it is.
I don't even know how to respond. I shouldn't have to pay for the 3 seats I want. I gave you a doctor's note.
Look, claustrophobia is a serious medical condition. She needs a whole row just to feel baseline comfort level. You bigot.
As somebody who's claustrophobic, Jack, as bad as it would be having 2 people next to me on a plane like that, just how close the rows are would be much more important to me than the 2 people sitting beside me.
Yeah.
Or 1 person if you can make it onto the, the aisle. So there's only 1 person. I do not see how you can be so claustrophobic you can't have 2 people sitting next to you and still be comfortable enough in an airplane with how close everything is together. That doesn't make any sense to me.
It does if you're super special.
It does if you're a fucking liar.
I said special.
My claustrophobia is so bad, it triggers in cars, Jack.
Wow.
Yeah, I have to mentally prepare myself to get into a car. A minivan is perfect for me because there's so much space in it. But every time I have to ride in an actual car, not an SUV or van, yeah, I have to prepare myself for it because it's just such a small space.
Let me point out a few things said in chat. My doctor's note says I'm poor and don't have to pay for my seats.
There you go.
That's a good one, evil one. And Brand said, "You're right. I hate it more." And Mofo said, "Just put her in the cargo hold. Plenty of room there."
Black Romeo, yes. Also, the compartment above being so close to your head would fuck you up. That's what does it for me in cars. Having this really long torso sucks because even with the seat all the way down, my head is right next to the fucking top.
Yeah, I'm really tall, so I have that problem as well.
I actually am jealous of people my height who have normal sized legs because when they sit down, their head's a little bit lower. Anyway, back to our tard here.
It's a medical condition. You're discriminating me.
You can't just have 3 seats, but you have to pay for the 3 seats. You can't just have the other.
Oh, for those of you just listening along, on the screen just now popped up a word bubble that says pay with 2 question marks and then a mad face emoji. The entitlement of this bitch.
This whole generation of this shit, dude.
The audacity of this bitch. We're bringing it full circle with the beginning of the program.
Yep.
The 2 seats for free.
If somebody had an allergy, a peanut allergy on a plane, nobody's allowed to eat peanuts. So why am I not allowed?
How is that the same as you getting 2 free seats?
Because this could kill her, Monkey. She could die. She could. Oh my god! Like metaphorically, literally, she could die or whatever. So they should just have her alone on the plane with the captain and co-pilot. And so just for her comfort, she only has to pay for 1 ticket.
Here, lady, let me help you out. That doctor who wrote you that note can write you a prescription for Xanax.
Yeah.
And trust me, as a claustrophobic person who went into an MRI and did not give a fuck about how tight that space was, this is an MRI machine, Jack. When you go into an MRI machine, they give you a little ball to squeeze if you need out. I don't know exactly how it works. It's attached to a tube and you squeeze it and they go, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Get me the fuck out of here." I'd done that at least 4 times in that exact same machine. And then the doctor gave me Xanax and I was like, "I'm going to take a nap. Y'all do what y'all need to do." And I guarantee you it's a lot cheaper than 2 extra plane tickets. Unless you're buying it on the street. I don't know what the street value is. Michelle, thank you. I think this is Stephen Miller's law firm, America First Legal, representing the boy. Huge fan of Stephen Miller. I'd like to see him as AG. Thoughts? Are we talking Stephen Miller, the dude with the really pointed nose and male pattern baldness that used to work for Trump?
Yes.
I think that dude is kind of a douchebag. I'm glad that his law firm has taken this case. Him as AG, no.
I like him. I think he's funny.
He's funny and stuff, but I do not trust him. I think he's a little bit corrupt.
Oh, I don't know, maybe.
Anyhow.
3 seats if I feel tied in. It's the only way I can travel.
It's a very unreasonable request. I cannot just give you 3 seats for free. I wouldn't be able to do that for anyone.
So what about people who are tall? You give them extra leg room.
What?
I'm really tall. They don't give me 2 free seats, bitch. 1 for each leg, so I can man spread.
How the fuck would they even do that? Take out the seats in front of them?
Yeah, clearly. So you get a free seat there, 1 in the back.
Oh God! All right.
No, not necessarily. They'd have to pay for the leg room as well. To be fair, if you can afford a flight to Croatia, I am assuming that you can afford the other 2 seats.
Based. God bless the woman on the other end of the phone.
She is handling this way better than I would.
Look at the look on this bitch's face when she said that. That is amazing. How dare you expect me to pay?
You don't know what I can afford. I'm telling you now that this is not going to be the end of this because I'm not paying for 2 more seats. I'll make sure I get in touch with your manager.
I'm going to call your manager. Yeah, they're not going to give you 2 free seats either, dumbass.
Tell you exactly the same as what I'm telling you, but you feel free.
Thank you for absolutely nothing.
You didn't deserve anything. Thank you for nothing. You're welcome. And then hung up. Didn't even properly finish it. Just thank you for nothing. Click. What a fucking child.
Yep.
What a fucking child.
That's almost as good as the one lady that was like, I'm a TikTok influencer. I need a free hotel room for a week.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That bitch learned the hard way that being that spoiled is a bad idea.
Yeah.
I love that she thought it was a good idea to take that to the internet. Well, I'm going to go shame this place for not giving me free shit. And all the hardworking people out there who don't get shit for free just for, you know, going to places was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
And the people that she tried it on are some of those who were like, you can go fuck yourself, which made it even better.
Yeah.
She was British too. I couldn't exactly, I'm going to be honest with you. I have trouble placing the different accents of all of you people who didn't shed the Britishness from you. Like the criminals down in Australia, the weirdos in New Zealand. You guys all sound the same to me.
Yeah, she sounded British to me, but I've been tricked before. Curse you, Jason Statham.
The only way I can tell is if they say cunt, because if they say cunt every other word, then you know it's an Aussie. I mean, British people say it too, but not as often.
And they say it a little snobbier for some reason. But there are certain idioms that you can pick up on. G'day, mate, that sort of thing.
See, that's why I appreciate Canadians. As much as they try to pretend they're American, they always accidentally give it away.
Yeah.
They'll say some kind of a boot.
Yeah, or Luke instead of look.
Yeah. They have trouble with the double O sound. I don't know why. I think it's probably the Canadian in them. It makes them slightly retarded.
It's from fighting all the bears off in the winter because they're so cold, you know.
And then they'll occasionally throw an eh. An eh?
Eh? Oh, yeah. You get out in the sticks up in Canada, you hear a lot of eh. It's like every third word.
I do the A thing too, but I say it like a normal person. Like, that was pretty tight, eh? And they say it in a, how can I put this without being homophobic? Gay way.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I would disagree there. I think most Canadians are like the citizens are badass, but because they won't be able to survive those winters otherwise.
I was being serious when I say I appreciate that they tell on themselves.
I don't want to get beat up by a lumberjack.
If the British, every time they talked, like every third sentence threw in something about tea, at least then I'd know, right?
Yeah.
Or if it was the New Zealanders and every so often they mention fucking a sheep, like, oh, okay, that's a New Zealander. I just need little clues to who they are.
Yeah, like
honestly,
hear the clink of an Irishman's whiskey bottle, you know.
I thought that chick sounded Australian.
I don't know. Hard to say.
Scottish and Irish, those ones are easier to tell because they don't pronounce their words all the way. They sound like severely drunk British people. Angry drunk British people, and that is a giveaway for them. Imagine if Monkey had to identify all of Kamala's accents. She was definitely a Brit. I'm telling you, that's an Aussie.
I don't think it was an Aussie. I think it was a Brit. And because she didn't mention anything about we didn't see any giant spiders creeping around her house, and we know those damn things are everywhere.
Monk doesn't understand Dankula. I have trouble listening to Dankula. I really do.
Yeah, that Scottish accent can be a real rough one.
I never had that problem with Tailed Feature, who, by the way, wiped his channel. Did you see that?
No. What's that
He
all
wiped
about?
his channel, and he kept all the videos. They're just all private now.
Oh.
And he's looking to get on with his real life. He said he might come back to be doing what he was doing before on YouTube at some point, but for right now, he's concentrated on trying to find himself a nice Scottish chick and making little Scottish babies. And good for him.
Whatever. I mean, I get it, but teach their own. I don't think I would have done that if my channel was monetized. If it's not monetized, I guess I get it, but
the accent was too soft to be Aussie. Not for Aussie women. I go listen to Sugar Tits. I was listening to Sugar Tits today. I was watching Bering's latest video.
Oh, has he got a new one out?
I don't know how new it was. I want to say it was from today or yesterday at this point. Let me go see. God damn it. Look up one thing on YouTube and they're like, you must want to see all of this.
Yep.
Somebody had asked on Twitter about why they stopped doing the McDonald's Monopoly thing.
Oh man, that documentary.
Because of the scam. And they were like, what scam? And because of that, now YouTube keeps wanting me to watch all of these things about different competitions and stuff that people cheated in.
Wow, that's weird.
Airing video. I'm looking through my history. I know I watched the fucking thing. Oh God, we need to talk about this before we wrap up tonight. So the other day, Satsu introduced me to body painting cleaners. I don't know what the fuck this was. And so I looked it up, and it is so bad, guys, I cannot show you it. Because what it is naked women who paint themselves and then film themselves pretending to do housework. And all of their bitty bits are on display, Jack. They're just painted.
Yeah, that's like wearing clothes. They're all Mystique from X-Men.
You can see the lips. One chick I watched, you could see her tampon string, and it was really gross.
That is super gross. I'm sure it's a fetish for somebody, though.
Mess says doesn't sound that bad. On YouTube, it's bad. I got in trouble for covering a commercial that a politician put out. We lost the right to stream for 7 days, Jack. And these bitches are putting up porn.
Yeah, I had to take down thumbnails of Red Sonja because they were too sexy for YouTube. It's like
there are people who've gotten their channels struck for playing a video game that was deemed too sexual because there was a fake nipple on the screen.
Yeah.
Was the string painted? No, that's how it was so visible.
Frosted needs a link so he knows to avoid it.
I did not save any of that. I other than making fun of it and making fun of YouTube for the shit that they pull against creators who aren't like. I just was happy to see that the idiom holds up, that a hoe will find a way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Look, work is hard. Hoeing is easy. It's easy money for lazy whores.
Yeah. And I can't believe it's allowed. These women are making bank off this shit. Fully monetized channels. Some of their videos, the one that I didn't see it, but Satsu told me the highest I saw was 1.4 million views. And he was apparently seeing one that had over 2 million views.
That doesn't surprise me.
You guys do realize actual porn is available, right? You can go see actually naked women on the internet. This one doesn't. Evolved Potato, I did see that, and I will get it in just a second. I don't understand the appeal here. anytime I bring up why people would pay for porn or stuff on the internet, it's always like, oh, they get to interact with them. So it kind of feels like there's a connection, which I guess. In this case, it's literally just a video. So it's not like you're even interacting with them. So you're just watching some hoe who covered up her bits, kind of. You could actually go look up naked women.
Yeah. From what I'm seeing in these thumbnails, they're not even that good looking.
No, most of them are ugly as shit. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's an ugly chick fetish. Evolved Potato, thank you so much. The best way to tell if someone's from New Zealand is to ask them to say fish and chips. You know what's funny about that? The video that I was watching about or from Bering, they were making fun of the way that New Zealanders say fish and chips. Anyway, the fish and chips, they pronounce it fosh and chops, or they say sex instead of six. They are a pitiful people that should be controlled by the proper country of Australia. Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, you guys should just get it over with and conquer them.
Yeah, just by that comment alone, I think you will like Bering's latest video. Maybe if you had a very niche fetish, I could understand paying for it. And again, these guys aren't paying for it. They're just watching it on YouTube. But I don't understand the appeal of, if you're going to go that far, why not just go watch real porn?
Yeah, this is just fetish videos. I'm watching one of them cheating right now. She's got panties on.
Oh, did you find one with panties? The ones that I've seen did not.
Yeah, she's got some little A cups and she's got a pretty tight little body, but she's doing art, but she's wearing like one of those almost like a maxi pad that covers just your dirty bits.
Gotcha. Joker, yes, yours did come through, but it was at the same time as Evolved Potatoes, and I just missed the two of them together. I'm so sorry. I'm a big guy, and I understand with size comes inconvenience, thus having to pay more for such when it comes to traveling. How hard is it to understand when you inconvenience others, you have to pay for such? True, yeah. I shouldn't have to be. You're discriminating against me.
I deserve free stuff.
Right off with that shit. Fosh and chops, the British need to return and teach them properly. You should really check. Now I'm gonna just have to look up Bering's channel because I don't remember exactly what the video was about. Oh, it's about this female captain. Apparently, New Zealand has 7 ships, Jack. And
wow, good job.
One of their ships, piloted by a lesbian woman, ran aground. And
women drivers, am I right?
The best part of it is that the ship, their whole purpose for being is to map the ocean floor.
Mission failed.
Yeah, this was 17 hours ago. Female Navy commander praised after sinking $100 million ship.
Yeah, I dropped the link in the chat for everybody if you want to watch it. Look up
it's one of my favorite kind of videos that Bering does now, because he still does his regular videos, but there's several where he'll bring up a topic and it's just him and Tits talking about it a little bit. And I love their back and forth.
Oh, they have great banter.
They really do. And I really appreciate every time they do one of those videos. But yeah, for those of you who were talking about the New Zealanders and their funny speaking, I guess I haven't heard enough New Zealanders to pick up. I mean, it's kind of like the Canadian A thing and a boot.
Yeah.
So I guess there are ways to tell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think about New Zealanders all that much. Bering's videos are too short. Well, that one's like 17 minutes long, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, with that, we are going to wrap this one up. Guys, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you for the donations. You guys are awesome. Jack, anything you want to shell out?
I'll drop a link to some awesome video other than Bering's, which I just dropped. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are so generous with us. We really, really appreciate it because this is our job. And I'm not sexy enough to do body paint. So this is all I got. Thank you guys for that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I meant to mention this. my first thought when I saw those videos was, would YouTube let me do that? Like,
No.
I'd be like, hey, yeah, you can see my whole dick, but it's painted blue, so you can't really see it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You can see lips in this thing, okay? Labia is on display.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can easily see nipples and
Oh,
areola.
yeah.
Easily.
They're not even trying to hide the nipples.
No.
And I'm tired of hoes getting away with it. I really am.
Well, most of these chicks aren't very good looking. I saw one cute one. Well, she's okay in the face. Her body was pretty nice, but that was it. I've seen better. I've seen better on my X feed.
Bullwinkle says, what? Blue is not natural? Homie, if your wiener is blue, you need to get to a hospital.
Yeah, Smurf cursed your wiener.
I'm shocked and appalled. Look, if they weren't so dickish about how seriously, they've taken down people for playing video games. That's a little too sexy. If it wasn't for that, I'd be like, you know what? Let the hoes do what they do. But no.
Yeah.
If you're going to pretend to be a family-friendly outlet and I'm not allowed to say cunt if it's too early in the stream, they don't get to show theirs.
Yeah. If you want to see what we're talking about, Evil One put a link to the 1 million view chick. It's the same chick I was just talking about who's cheating earlier. She's got 1 million views on this nonsense. You just scroll up.
Thank you, Sephirus. Comment section read like comments on I'm guessing Pornhub comments. Yeah, well, it's porn. It's what it is.
Yeah, it's fetish porn.
It's softcore porn. And I will not be preached at for saying the C word by people who are allowing that shit. Anyhow, that doesn't mean I'm turning them in or anything either, Jack. I'm just turning. I only brought it up to point out hoes are like life. They will find a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't marry a whore.
Nothing will stand between a hoe and her dollar. Except a pimp. And those girls don't have them.
Oh, real fast. Thank you, Evolve Potato. In the last couple days, Twitch has said they'll ban VTubers that show their hips when they have literal naked women on there prancing around. It's just insanely stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they're not going to ban the hot ones, just the dudes.
A pimp or a Twitch mod. Same. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with us, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Next time you see me, I'm going to be painting my dick blue and putting it up and seeing if YouTube lets me get away with it. Everybody, thanks for coming. Take care of yourselves. We love you. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye, everybody.
Don't paint your dick blue because YouTube will kick you off. But have your tampon. She had her tampon string hanging out.